What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my very late review of Put a Ring on It. You know, this was getting close to Mother's Day weekend, and I wanted to spend some time with my family and my kids, and of course, enjoy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. We're doing the damn thing, okay? Put a ring on it. Yo, they also show the rest of the season, and I feel like there's no hopes for any of these couples, in my opinion. So I'm hoping that I'm not going to be too long-winded in this video. So let's get into it. So the conversation that I thought was ending between Otis and Charlie, it didn't. He came back and talked about the last session when he purposely tried to hurt her for furthering a conversation, furthering a connection with Milan through a DM. He knows why he did it. He knows he's at fault. And he said in the past, he hasn't been vulnerable. And he's trying to push out tears, which I don't believe. And Charlie says, you've never really held yourself accountable to things. Never. He talks about he doesn't want to throw away 3 years. They put a lot in the relationship. He don't know what he would do without Charlie. But pretty much hearing him, and I was saying, I hope she's not just falling for this bullshit. Because to me, if you wanted so much to say you don't know what you'll do without her, then why did you make it seem as if she was so, what's the word I'm trying to find? You had a glee to punish her for receiving a hug, receiving flowers. You manipulated her to make sure that she was on her best behavior when it comes to her dates, but you can't do the same thing. You set boundaries where y'all was supposed to share about your dates, but the minute that you don't do it, it's a problem. Even that's what you opened up with. Then it's like the pettiness behind it, the manipulation, the whole she should know better. I can't tell if Charlie is the best thing that you're not even cherishing. You're not even talking to her appropriately. You're not even appreciating her. You're not caring for her. You're making it seem as if everything she does is liable for me to discipline her. You talk down to her like a child. So what do you love about Charlie so much that you don't want to lose her? What is it? I would love to know. And I thought that Charlie was going to fall for his bullshit, but she said, well, I feel like this was supposed to come out the way it came out. This is what you did. You can't run from it. What I've seen in 3 years, everybody is now seeing it in this process. She's still not in a great place with everything, even though he's just now admitting to the fact that he's at fault. Even though I wish we would have seen the conversation. I wish we would have seen what he told her. But I'm not finna jump back into being in love with you when this just happened a couple of days ago. Give me my space. Give me my time to think about this. She's hoping that he'll still continue to fix these issues. And if he can't do that, we can't even be friends. I feel like Charlie is letting things space out so she can really see if this is the man she wants to be with. I don't know, but I think she's been crying out for help in the last 3 years. And this was the show to say, I'm not crazy. This is the shit I've been dealing with. And is it worth of me to say, yes, I want to marry him with all the shit that I've seen and more that I didn't think that I would see? Hopefully, I don't know. I see no hope in them. None at all. We see Kenneth. He's at home cooking steak for his brother. They have a great relationship. He looks up to him as an ultimate big brother. They talk about the relationships, right? He's about to move, buy a house, don't know in the city or not. What's going on with Kenneth? Kenneth has been overwhelmed a lot and he's been eating a lot. That's why he started the food blog. And it's just conversation about what's their next move. He's talking about how he's struggling to fight for this relationship. And it's like he's the only one fighting for it. Shorty has completely gave up. She don't want to fight for it. You damn right. She don't want to because there's nothing else to fight for. The things that she's been enduring for the last 3 years have been nothing. You showed your representative of someone who wants things, sought out things, wants to make his life better, career, money, all that, and you never did. You did enough just to get her, but other than that, you never kept that going. It's been about her pulling the weight this entire time. And now seeing in this situation, in this process, you're not trying to see if you can find somebody else. What is it about Shorty that you want to keep? What is it? I'm trying to understand. Because I feel like it's the lifestyle that she gives you. You're comfortable with her taking care of everything. You're comfortable in the way things are where you don't have to work hard at all. So it's like, is she trying to find more about herself? Is she learning about herself as much as the help that you're trying to get? Because same point in time, when she's confiding into our mother, because she has a relationship with our mother, but at the same point in time, she still calls our mom to talk shit about you, which I don't appreciate. And I feel like, what side do she think we're going to take? If she's coming to my mom about some bullshit that y'all going through, I'm going to take your side because you my brother. I don't have a side to take with her. So I was like, wow. So Shorty has a relationship with his mom, and she goes to his mom to vent about the things that her and Kenneth have gone through. He don't like her talking to his mom about their issues, and then he talks about how I'm a 35-year-old man, I'm a grown-ass man, you're a grown-ass woman. Why would you want to go to my mom? What's she gonna do, spank me? Hell, she might spank your ass for even coming at her with some shit to say about me. Now listen, there are mothers who will co-sign on their son's bullshit, who will not tell their sons what they fucking up on. There are some mothers that will do that, but then you got some other mothers who will be neutral, who will say, you know what, I hear what you're saying because my son tends to be on bullshit sometimes, but I have to check you on it too. What are you doing that's causing this? Because it can't be all about him. You have to have some accountability for this too. So I want to know, what exactly do be happening, and how long have this been going on for the brother to have an issue with Shorty calling their mom to talk about their arguments? It's kind of like, well, I understand there's a line where you don't want to bring your mothers, your parents into your relationship because that can cause a problem. How they can have a whole picture about somebody that they haven't really gotten a chance to know, versus then you giving them an insight about what I fucked up on. So you can say it's not just on her, it's on me too, but I don't know who to talk to. I can't go to her because I feel like we're not going to communicate where we can both say where we fucked up on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he said. He said he talks about her opening up to the process. I've been trying to open up. I've been trying to get help, but she don't want to get help too. Kenneth, what are you trying to get help on? Because we still have not gotten any clarity as to why you decided to take pictures of her bank statements, follow her from her job to her new apartment when she left, spam her comments in her job Instagram page. I'm still confused. What have you gotten learning from? I feel like Shorty has learned a lot about what she doesn't want and what she do want. And I've allowed myself to still stay with a man because he feeds me and gives me good dick, but that's all he gives me. I need more. I need a man that wants more, that wants to have a career, that wants to apply himself. You don't want to apply yourself instead of throwing down in the kitchen and in the bedroom. That's nothing that I could build a life with. And talking about owning her own faults and her own flaws. Kenneth, what are your flaws? I feel like Shorty has owned her flaws. What are yours? That's what I want to know. What are yours? He feels like this entire focus has been about him, and that Shorty has a temper, and that's not being focused on. That's not being talked about. Why is everything all on me? I believe that, when things go her way, when she doesn't get her way, she throws it at me. Listen, Kenneth, while you want it to be unfair, like Otis, how Otis don't want his shit to be only upfront, whereas Charlie's actions, whereas Charlie's faults, Shay's faults as well, not just Fonzo's. Same thing goes to you. While I still can't defend you, Kenneth, because same point in time, Shorty has talked about what she wants. She has talked about what she will not settle for. And you have to take ownership and acknowledge the reason why you took pictures of her bank statements, read through her text messages, and followed her from her job to her new apartment. You got to take ownership and action. That's the why you did that. That's why Shorty was telling you, I cannot move forward with you unless we resolve the issues that we have. I cannot stay in this love bubble because we got issues. We are not just in a good place. We're not. Because you don't want to talk about the problems. We got to talk about the problems. If you're mad about how I'm reacting because it's bullshit, I'm sorry. And I feel like Shorty has a temperament because you're not applying your weight. You're not bringing nothing to the table. So I have no reason to be soft. I have no reason to be understanding and supportive if I'm the main one doing all the supporting. I'm the main one doing all the heavy lifting. So yes, I got a short fuse with you when you're not bringing nothing to the table but good dick and good food. I don't know what you want from me. So if it was asked, why would she stay with you, or why would you stay with her? He said, well, she puts up with all of my craziness. I don't know why she wouldn't think I would put up with hers. Oh, no, wait, that's backwards. The brother was saying, so no matter what you got going on, what she got going on, she gonna say he gonna put up with my bullshit because I got him wrapped around my finger like a little puppet. You damn right. brother, because Kenneth has the goal he has the goal. You know what I'm saying? He literally has the permission to leave. Shorty wants him to go. If you feel like you're not getting appreciated in this relationship, you're not getting your credit, you're not getting your understanding, you're not getting your support, then go ahead and exit stage left. Kenneth, you want it to be where Shorty is not taking this situation seriously, or she's not applying it, she's not focusing on fixing the relationship, then go ahead and exit, bro. Exit. Because I feel like she's done. I don't know why you want to stay. You know why you want to stay? Because you want the lifestyle that she has given you. You are comfortable. All the other people that you have been going on dates with are of your speed, but they're not what you want. I'm not trying to say that Shorty is a cougar because she's only 5 years older than him. But at the same point in time, she's established. She has a lot going on for herself. He wants to be a part of that without applying it to himself. That's not going to work for me. And he talked about his brother was being brutally honest, and the truth is necessary sometimes. So if she ain't going to know what I give, then kick rocks. Then please kick rocks, Kenneth. Go, go, go. I'm going to move on. Fonzo. Fonzo has a conversation with Shay about having a conversation with his mom, because I want you to understand how it affects me that you do not apply any way for us to come together. You know what I'm saying? And he talks about how him and his mom don't have that type of relationship where they talk about their relationships. He don't go to his mother to talk about any woman in his life. Huh? So you want me to go talk about a relationship to my mother in a way that we've never talked about? That's going to change everything. That makes no fucking sense to me. You mean tell me in your almost 30 years of living on this earth, Fonzo, you never had a conversation about any relationship with your mother? Never? Y'all have never had that type of conversation about any guy, any girl that I am interested in. I'm going to talk to my mom. Never. Okay. And then, basically, we're talking about, so he would assume, he said, why would I assume to the point when I'm going to bring my girl and my mom going to be like, oh, I'm happy to meet her. That's the problem. You assume so much to the point where you don't ask, you don't inquire, you don't answer anything, because you are going to assume that people are going to just take in what you're giving without having actual conversations, any warnings about what's going to come. And thought that I was your mom. You think, yeah. And you think I'm going to change the way that we've been communicating all this time for any woman in my life? It has not worked for me. No, it has not worked, because in 3 years, how do you communicate your relationship with your mother? You've been in a relationship with Shay for 3 years, and you've never thought to open the door to talk to your mom about someone who's very special to you, who you are serious with. And you've never thought to have a conversation. You will assume that when they meet, it's going to be all love. No, bro, conversations. So for the assumptions, that sounds like you assume things to him to not answering any questions, and that's not clarifying anything. Other people make that assumption because you don't know what they're talking about. You have no idea. So when you're bringing somebody into the table that you have a conversation with, they don't know who this person is. You've never said nothing about them. You assume that, when they meet you, they're going to like you. Have they heard about me? Have you inquired about me? Have you told them about me? Nah. I just figured... Excuse me. I just figured that it will all come together when y'all first meet. That's not going to work. No, not a lot of people take in somebody they just meet. They're going to have questions as to who is she? I don't know nothing about her. Why haven't you mentioned her? You thought I was going to be happy being somebody that I don't know? Not unless you kept me up on game. Kept me about who this person is. I can have a clear understanding when I first meet her. Then I can acquire more about myself from her. But you not open that door for me to get to know her. You just left it to the point where if I meet her, if I say I don't like her, then that's your assumption. Well, she don't like you. But you never mentioned nothing about me. You don't know how to fix it when you leaving the person confused that I don't know who this person was. You never mentioned anything to me. And when I meet her, you expect for me to like her? I don't know nothing about her. So I can't say I like her nor dislike her because I don't know nothing about her. And Fonzo talks about blending families, how it wouldn't have been this hard. And he just assumed that everybody would just fall in line with this big blended family. He never thought it would get to this point where it could be hard to even think about blended families. And moving into a serious relationship, he would have assumed. He just assumed that it was going to be great. No. So he says, and my mama likes a girl that I can't control that if she thinks that I'm with her. meaning that you're not going to clarify that this person is someone that I'm going to be with. You're not going to clarify this is someone that I'm just not serious about. Or what the hell does that mean? What does that mean? If my mom meets a girl, I can't control if she believes I'm going to be with her or not. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can say, this was something that I did have you meet a few weeks ago, but she wasn't someone that I was serious with. This was something that I just was in the area to wanted you to meet because I thought we were going to build something. So I wanted you to get a feel of her. But she's not somebody that I'm interested in. Not really. This was just in a moment. Like, I don't like, Fonzo, I'm stuck. You can't clarify that there's somebody that this is something that this is serious. You can't clarify this is not serious. You just going off with the assumption. And it's what you allow her to think, which is what Shay said. That's just it. You allow her to think. You've opened the door for your mom to not have any clarification and acknowledgement over anybody that comes in your life for future situations. You've left the opening with the possibility of any women coming into the mix, basically. If you allow for your mom to not like any girl or like any girl that comes in without clarifying this isn't somebody that's serious, this is somebody that is serious, you're not going to do any of that, then your mom has the freedom to treat anybody that comes in that room, anybody, because you haven't told your mother or clarified to her and say, no, mom, this wasn't somebody that was serious. This was someone that was in the time being, but there is somebody that I really want you to meet. She's someone that I really want a future with, and I want you to meet her, okay? Clarify, talk, communicate. Oh my God, we're not doing this. She asked him, how did your past relationships end? He came back with a question. If you asking me, she's saying, I'm asking. I'm not putting it out there. I'm not making it up. This isn't something that I've assumed. This isn't something that I've expected. I'm asking you, when did your last relationship ended? And then if I ask my mama when my last relationship ended, she would tell me what date, what time, when it was, all that and this, because I had those conversations with my mother. He's laughing. He laughs to keep from getting upset because he turns into the Hulk. He's laughing to keep from having deep conversation, which is bullshit. Okay? You're not taking accountability. You're not taking responsibility. You're not acting as if you don't know what fault lies in this situation. Your fault. You are at fault in this. This in the beginning. Who do you believe is responsible for the situation? He said, honestly, can I answer that? How can you not answer how everything is at fault? I'm not like, Shay was really calm. She was asking clear questions, and Fonzo could not even answer not one. You don't know when your relationship ended. You don't know who's responsible. Because you avoid having those questions. You avoid asking those questions. You avoid clarifying those questions because you are afraid of the answer. You're afraid of the outcome. And I found out why later in this episode. That lets me know from the beginning, the relationship you have with your baby mama wasn't ending on good terms. It ended in a gray area where you can still dip and dab when you want to, right? That's where my mind went, okay? So she said, I cannot move forward with anything today. I can't move forward because you can't blame your mama. You can't blame other people. You can't blame on assumptions because those are facts. I want you to be better. I want you to hear me. I don't believe he was hearing her. Then this is your last chance. And this is the last straw. So now he's feeling the pain. He's feeling the fear. Oh my gosh, she really gonna leave me. I gotta get my mind right. Fine. So Shorty invites her mom to make tea. I don't know what culture she's in. I don't know if she's Indian or something, but I got an Indian vibe from her. Her mom has been in a successful marriage for over 24 years. And I thought she was serious when she said she kicked Kenneth out. I'm like, he's not in the home at all. You kicked him out? No, I meant she wanted him to leave so she can have this alone time with her mom to get some advice from her. And, when it comes down to wanting someone for me, you know how I am, and if something that's not good, something that's not right, I will say dump, quit. But with Kenneth, he doesn't give up. And that's what I like about him. But do you believe that this man is worthy of me being married to? You think he's worthy of being in our family? So her mom said that she doesn't know him that well. But due to the conversation that she's had with her mother, the one thing that kept coming up was maturity. Him not understanding, him not wanting to listen. And she wants to know, it's been 3 years. Do you believe it'll work out? Well, if it hasn't worked out in 3 years, I don't know if it's going to work out now. So she knows that her mom is saying a lot of good advice, and she doesn't want to dismiss it because, yes, that is a problem. The maturity issue, because he doesn't have the maturity to lead a successful marriage. And that is something that she's recognized about Kenan. Kenan is the type of person who'll work past the problem, but he doesn't like to give up. And she's liable to give up. And then, the way that I want to do things, I'll keep working at it. But at the same point in time, I don't want to keep on playing games. I don't have time to. So, trying to move forward and getting over situations, that's good, but that's not going to always lead to a successful marriage. I want to know how wise he is with his financials. You told me you gave him homework on how to get his credit up, and you gave him a year. You had everything handled on your end. You was ready to buy a house. But the entire year, he didn't do nothing. He didn't build his credit up. He didn't apply any way to find a program to get his credit up. He was not on the same page as you. He stayed stuck in wherever he was at. And all the thoughts rushed into her mind about realizing that I want financial responsibility and maturity. Those are very two important things that I want, and I don't want to compromise with somebody who does not want those things as well. I don't want to compromise with, oh, he's trying, he's got potential, he'll work at it. No, I'm not going to overlook you just constantly trying. You constantly want to apply yourself, but it's not no action. I'm not going to keep on just saying yes to it. I'm not going to overlook it. I need financial responsibility and I need maturity. If you do not have those options, you do not options. If you do not have those abilities, those requirements of what I want, we'll need to be together. I don't want to compromise that with nobody. If you're not going to work for it like I'm working for it, then we'll need to be together. And I'm not mad at her for that because, yes, while wanting to find somebody you want to be in love with, build a life with, you need to be able to know what he's bringing to the table with. You need to know what he's bringing. As much as you're bringing to the table, y'all got to match that same energy. Fonzo wanted to have a one-on-one session with Dr. Nicole. I'm now realizing, when do we see Otis and Charlie have a one-on-one with Dr. Nicole? When are we going to see Kenneth and Shorty have a one-on-one with Dr. Nicole? I have not seen it yet. It's been about Shay and Fonzo having one-on-ones. So he was given the ultimatum for Fonzo to get his family blending situation together and wanted to know for help. And obviously, he's not used to change. His family is not used to change. Wanting to know, how can I make it where it's not going to be a big thing? Because we don't like change. So we are adults. We can evolve and we can make this work, especially for their son. So she asked him, when was the last time you and your girlfriend were in a relationship? He said 4 years ago. So it's been 4 years since he's been in a relationship with his baby mama. But in that 3, he's been with Shay. And she said, do you believe that she sees Shay as a reason that you will stop her from having a potential future with you? He said, yeah, pretty much. Just felt like he was going to have his whole phase of seeing other girls, having his way, and then come back to be with her. It wasn't nothing serious. They had already assumed that about Fonzo, because it's kind of like, why would you not want to continue a relationship with the mother of your child, right? That's what they expected of him. So while they broken up, but not really broken up, he was going to have his way, then come back and get his mind right. The assumption. So was there an official breakup? He said no, it was a phase out. He just figured, he assumed that she was going to move on. So that lets me know it was a gray area. Y'all didn't break up, but y'all broke up in a way where it wasn't a complete break. It was a gray area. So with him not breaking things down, him not officially breaking up with her, that lets him to not want to break her heart, because the baby mama still wants to be with him. She still cares about him. So he didn't want to shatter her world and shatter her future with saying, no, that's not what's going to be anymore. I don't see me moving on with you. I don't see me moving forward with you. All I do see you as my baby mama. That's all I see. And being honest, being vulnerable, that's what's going to hurt him, because he didn't want to do that. But at the same point in time, it's the way you did it. You could have said, wow, you were valuable to me as my girlfriend. You became more valuable to me as the mother of my child, but I can't see you that way anymore. But that doesn't mean you're not valuable. That's how you handle business as a grown man. Let them know, listen, we've had our, not fun, but we've had a great relationship. We have created a great child. But at the same point in time, our romantic relationship is not going to work. I want us to keep a parenting relationship, a friend relationship that doesn't involve any dipping and dabbing, any, if I want to fuck you, I can. You want to fuck me, you can. No, we're going to do a clean break. We're going to only be parents, co-parenting, nothing more, nothing less. So the problem with the phase out, nobody ever sat down. Nobody ever talked about the roles are changing, what the expectation was. We can still care about each other. We can still be able to build a family, just not in a romantic way. So while he wants the whole blending, Birthdays, holidays, celebrations, nothing separate. That's his perfect world and his perfect mind. But communicating better. Like I said before, his baby mama still is affected. She'll be the most affected because she still cares about him. She still wants to be with him. That's the conversation he's been avoiding this entire time. He should have this conversation a couple of years ago when he was moving on, when he was moving forward, when he got serious with Shay. He avoided that conversation because he didn't want to hurt her. Tough cookies. Tough cookies. Okay? You cannot keep on not spacing out. What's the word I'm trying to find? It's avoiding, but also finding the easy way around it, deflecting the issue at hand. This is an issue. You know, allowing her to move on, allowing for you to move on. And it's touchy grounds. His, mom have a great relationship with her, but at the same point in time, she's not replacing anybody. Shay is coming in to add something. Now he's afraid to have that conversation with somebody that he was with, but now he has someone else that he wants to be with and have a future with. So the baby mama played a big part in this, and how the mom are very close, but y'all are acting like she's going to be replacing. No, she's adding in. So it's not about them believing that she's going to replace anybody. It's about how you're going to build something with someone that you're inviting into the family. He wishes mom would embrace Shay more. They don't have to be besties, but be nice to her. Develop a nice relationship, a bond. You know what I'm saying? So literally, he had to be asked one question at a time to get a clear understanding what he should have did in the beginning. You did not have a clean break from your baby mama. You did not have a clear understanding from your mom letting you know, well, mom, I know you have a great relationship with my baby mama. That's great. But at the same point in time, I've moved on. I'm now in a serious relationship with somebody else that I want a future with, and I want you to open your heart to invite her in. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And she wants him to start sharing more in the session. Don't let this be about Shay. You got your issues too. Let's talk about them. Boom. So knowing where we at. Okay, I'm good. Right. So we're now at the date. The second date. Yeah, second date with Tavi and Shorty. She's in a bad place. She's going to listen to her mom's advice. And Tavi could be a great distraction. He has good energy, so hopefully he can keep your mind off things. She likes his vibe. She thinks he's handsome. He's cool. He's smart. And she likes hanging out with family. She's been working out a lot. And she appreciates that he wants to hang out with her again. She asked him, what does he want in a woman? What are you looking for? And in the last year, he's been single. And he's been really busy. So he wasn't trying to seek out being with somebody because he was so busy. He did not want to take away or act as if I'm not giving my attention to you because I'm so busy. I want someone who has pretty much the same business mindset as me. We're busy. You know how to work a busy schedule. And you know how it feels to find ways for us to be together because we're so busy, but we're going to come together and balance out how we can spend time with one another. And that's what he wants. A woman who's independent. She's like going on for herself, but don't want to be too independent where you don't want to hang out with somebody. Don't be too independent for a man. You know, someone who can understand how a busy life is, a busy work schedule, a busy person. Match that energy. And he's never been married. His idea of marriage, he didn't want to jump into anything that he thought was long-term, even though he's been in long-term relationships where he had thought about going down on one knee, but it didn't work and he doesn't want to get divorced. So he's really waiting for the right person to say, I want to get married. And she loves that. She likes that he's mature, he's cute, and he has everything going on for himself. Then she talks about how her little, not a little kink, but it's a little bit of a, not a fetish, but something that attracts her to a man. And he has a tattoo of his daughter's name on his neck. And he talks about the story. His father was a Marine and he wanted to recruit him. And he had a tattoo on his neck. And you can't have a tattoo on your neck when you're assigned into the Marines. So he didn't get in the Marines and he still don't want to get in the Marines now. And she had a confession. She loves guys with tattoos on their neck. She finds it sexy as hell seeing guys with tattoos on their neck. Girl, I'm here with you on that. My husband has tattoos too. And he has an eyebrow piercing that I was just drawn to. The eyebrow piercing set it off for me. Along with the tattoos, it was the eyebrow piercing for me. So I know what you mean, girl. I know what you mean. And she said, you are something else. Did they set you up to make me happy? You are saying everything that I need to know to make me happy. He's saying the same exact thing. You know, that's how I was raised. Shorty is different. She sees him a little bit more relieved. He saw a change in her. She was confident and she loved that I'm a confident person and she was engaging with me in that moment and there is something that's building. And she can see. He can also see that was lacking in her relationship. Her being engaging with somebody she's interested in. And there's a third date coming up, and I hope that there's a third date. I can't wait for this third date. The ladies meet up. They have girl time, talk about what's been going on. Charlie talks about how he showed her all the messages, and we got to the bottom of it. He pretty much broke down, got emotional. Shay talked about how, I know Fonz will be doing the same shit. He might delete his messages, but I know he's been talking. So from the very beginning, from the first date with the flowers, it got ugly. He was jealous about the whole thing, not letting you eat food, not letting you take a shower, and then he apologized. At first, he wasn't sincere, but it's pretty much retaliation from the flowers and the date, Then he realized what he did, and now he went so much as crying. He was the one that was crying. So she asked her, what do you know now when everything you said? Would you say yes today? She said, no, I wouldn't say yes. He needs to be a nicer person. And Shorty said, I don't believe a man is ready for a marriage when he's out entertaining women, holding a strict standard towards his girlfriend. That seems a bit hypocritical. And you are right, Shorty. It is. Shay was asking all the questions. Same question. Now, if you know everything, would you have said yes to him? No, I would not, because what he has to understand is that I'm not his enemy. If I'm telling him things, if I want him to understand how I'm feeling, I'm not his enemy. If we're going to move forward, we have to talk about things where we're not coming at each other like we're on a battlefield. So they asked Shay the same question. Would you be with Fonzo? Would you say yes to him if he asked you to marry him, knowing everything? She said, no, I would not. Because it's more than just him not recognizing me about who I am in his life. It's about not putting me in his first priority. So she feels like when he actually determines how he handles the women in his life, we can move forward. That's issues in every way, If you're not going to understand where I'm coming from, let me invest my time elsewhere. And she likes that Charlie could move forward. She likes he's very clear, and that's what she wants to be Fonzo. She wants to be clear in what she wants. I want him to let it be known what I am to him and the relationship with his mother. And she wants him to see that. So she's talking about how if something doesn't work out, don't struggle to make it work. If it's not good, move on. And then how they're both smart, they're both educated, and stop playing games and stop acting strong. Oh, yeah, she said that about Charlie. She wants Charlie to stop acting so strong. Girl, if you know what you want and you're not getting it, then go ahead and dip. Kenneth and Shorty, they were supposed to have a date. Oh, yeah, we're at the session. Oh, yeah. So we're meeting up at the session, and they were supposed to have a date night, but it led to them being on a tense situation because they were arguing. The point was to talk about their relationships, how they can make a way to figure out and get closer. His thought process was remember the good times, how they fell in love, keep the good energy. For her, she got aggravated with him, and I wanted to keep the energy all good, and how we got from being to this point 3 years later. It was about the expectation, how he expected for her to just be talking about the good times, not focusing on the bad times, not focus on the recent bad times. But if your partner is telling you need to work on some things, you need to give them their space and opportunity and not expect for things to go bad or go for the worst. You got to give them that space. Shorty didn't really want to go on that date from the beginning, but she wasn't about to be lovey-dovey. She wasn't about to be all in that love bubble if we're going to overlook the issues. That's what Kenneth wanted to have. He wanted to not talk about the problems that they've had. Keep up the love. Keep up the good times. I cannot use good times to outweigh the bad if the bad is constantly coming up to outweigh the good. I can't do that. I'm not going to overlook the bad times to stay in the good times. Not going to do that. I wrote, the bullshitter believes that they can see themselves marrying each other, but they don't have the tools and what it takes to get through their issues. Otis, you don't have the tools to get through your issues. You don't, because you're still in your petty mindset too. You can miss me. Fonzo and Shay, family dynamics. She talks about how the advice that her mom and her auntie received were great. They were really good. They have known Fonzo. They have nicknames for him, but they've also told her it's okay for her to walk away. If she's not getting what she wants, it's okay. It's okay. We've loved him. We've learned to like him and everything. But if you're not getting what you want, kick rocks. It's okay. You can go. And it put me to a space to really think about myself and really think, can I handle it? And I said no. So if I decide to walk away, it's okay. I cannot change him. So she feels like having a full conversation to get a full understanding. If you feel like you're not getting it, you can move on. And they've had breakups. Sometimes a breakup could mean a major change is coming, an understanding, getting to new terms. Otis and Charlie, they talked about how he met his father. He wanted to understand how to listen more, to understand more. And you have to take responsibility. You can't point the finger. And you have to recognize how it hurts the other person. And he could work on that. And talks about how he's done anything and that he shouldn't have done it. And that's the point where he hurt her, because when she hurts, he hurts. And they had opportunities to work on their relationship. She talked about how they did have a conversation. They both apologized for the things that they've done. He took accountability. He was emotional. He was able to express himself. And there were a lot of heavy conversations. I wish we would have seen that on camera. She talks about how maybe he should express himself more. That way I can have a better understanding of what he's feeling. Because he feels like when I get my feelings across, nobody wants to agree with me. And nobody wants to agree with how he feels. Agree with how he's feeling like this. He's expecting for everybody to be on his side and not see how he's hurt. I can see how you hurt, but you could be on some bullshit at the same time. So wanting to understand more when it comes to showing your emotions. You never thought to be to a place where you can show your emotions. And he feels like he can hide it because he doesn't want to express it. But he has a blank stare and not showing anything. So he hides the fact that he doesn't want to show out any emotions, or he chooses not to express it. Two things, something was like that. So the two dates that were talked about was Tavi and Shorty. She likes him. She's easygoing, easy to talk to. And I really enjoy that I listen to somebody. And I have learned that I will engage with somebody that I'm listening to. If you have nothing that I am interested in, I will not engage. But I was invested, I was engaging, and it opened my eyes to know that I liked hearing what someone else had to say. And what that changed about herself, that I could be a better listener, I could be a better communicator, and if I could be a better communicator, I could be in better relationships with people. But it led to possibilities of what I could do and what it could lead to. I think with Tavi, where it could lead to. Asking Kenneth how does he feel, he says all part of the process. It doesn't matter, and of course, he's heard it all before. How the same thing happened to him. I'm here. So what she said about being able to listen, I was there when that happened. It happened to me. Charlie had a great time with Odell Beckham Jr. clone. He was open. He was honest. He played football. He was attractive. He had a nice body. I'm looking at Otis's expressions, and so is Dr. Nicole. What are his expressions about her hearing how another man was attractive and fine? She said, Mr. Otis, how are you feeling? I'm happy she had a good time. She looked amazing when she left. I love that dress. Then she brought up the fact that her date liked that dress. I said, oh my God. Charlie, don't get him upset. He's going to make you not eat. Make you sleep outside or something. Don't get upset. And then, of course, she talked about how he was like, how can I get you to come over here to my side? Your man wants this. Like, I want you to know. So I was like, ooh, Charlie, are you being petty or are you being honest? I just want to know. I couldn't tell because Otis's face was scaring me. So, Shorty will be going on a third date with Tavi. That's a yes. He said, by all means, have a good time. But then in the confessional, he's saying that she don't give a damn about me. Do you not care about me? No, she don't. So even though he was feeling like this hurts, he's not going to let it control his emotions. It's not going to change how he feels. It's not going to control how he moves. It's not going to control anything about him that doesn't involve him taking care of his business. Okay, Kenneth. But that was it, y'all. That was pretty much the end of the episode. It was what it was. It was a lot of conversations. This was the first season, I believe, that most of the couples met separately. The men had meetups, the women had meetups. Then the trailer, I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the season, but I feel like it's going to be a mess even more. I have no hopes, but that's it, you guys. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.